The Xenomorph's reign is one of the most formidable and terrifying extraterrestrial species ever depicted in science fiction. And while the Xenomorph Queen is the most frightening among the xenomorphs that have appeared on screen, what leads to the creation of the Queen is something that needs some light. Of course, we are talking about a Royal Facehugger, the most vicious kind of facehugger there is. A creature that is different from its run-of-the-mill brethren in size, function, purpose, appearance, and strength. In this video, we will embark on an in-depth exploration of the Royal Facehugger, delving into its origins, characteristics, and its crucial role in the creation of Xenomorph Queens. Let's begin, shall we? Number 1. What's the deal with facehuggers? I mean, really, why the hell do they do what they do? And what do they actually do when they are forcing themselves onto people's mouths like a third-rate creep? So let's quickly understand that part before we jump into what the Royal Facehuggers are. So we know that facehuggers are basically the second stage in a xenomorph's reproductive cycle. A xenomorph queen lays eggs called ovomorphs, and these bad boys give birth to facehuggers, which leave the ovomorphs when they encounter an unsuspecting host who comes too close. After this, the facehugger swiftly launches itself towards the victim's face with remarkable accuracy, using its tail to secure a firm grip around the host's neck and its digits around their skull. Upon establishing a secure attachment, the facehugger administers a cyanose-based paralytic chemical through skin contact with dimethyl sulfoxide, serving as the delivery mechanism. Studies conducted on facehugger victims have revealed the presence of a neuromuscular toxin in the sedative, which acts quickly to induce a state of deep unconsciousness. The facehugger's ability to apply the appropriate dose of toxin implies a remarkable level of adaptability, likely based on the host's body mass and composition. This precise dosage ensures the victim's rapid sedation without any adverse effects. Once a facehugger successfully attaches itself to a host, it initiates a complex and intricate process of implantation to begin the creation of a xenomorph embryo. The facehugger's proboscis serves as a dual purpose during this stage. Firstly, it supplies the host with the necessary atmospheric gases required for breathing, ensuring the victim's survival during the implantation process. Secondly, the proboscis deposits a mutagenic substance known as Plagiaris prepotens into the host's esophagus. Now here's where things get interesting. It was always believed that facehuggers directly implanted xenomorph embryos, but the now accepted theory is that they administer Plagiaris prepotens into their victims, which mutates the internal parts of the host to create a xenomorph embryo. In other words, rather than introducing a fully formed fetus into the body, the facehugger's mutagen compels the host's cells to assemble the embryonic chestburster from the host's own biological material. This cellular assembly processes results in the development of the chestburster at a microscopic level within the host. The implantation process takes several hours, during which the mutagenic substance triggers a restructuring of the host's cellular composition. Having said that, for the sake of convenience, I will use the term embryo moving forward. Number 2. A Royal Facehugger. The Royal Facehugger, also referred to as Super Facehugger or Queen Facehugger, represents a distinctive variant of the standard facehugger in the xenomorph lifecycle. Its unique characteristic, of course, lies in its ability to implant an embryonic queen within its host, but there's much more to a Royal Facehugger than that. While there are differing theories about the creation of queen xenomorphs, the Royal Facehugger offers one potential and probably the most reliable route by impregnating a host with a queen chestburster. An intriguing aspect of the Royal Facehugger's reproductive capabilities is its capacity to implant more than one embryo into multiple hosts before its eventual demise. These specialized facehuggers originate from eggs laid by queens, but they possess distinct features to safeguard the unborn queen they carry. Notably, Royal Facehuggers are larger in size and boast additional armor and a bladed tail for enhanced protection. The digits of a Royal Facehugger are webbed, and their coloring tends to be dark brown, although certain variations may exist. We have also seen a lighter colored specimen with webbed digits only in the front and back, though still larger than regular facehuggers. A distinguishing trait of the Royal Facehugger is its capacity to impregnate at least 2 separate victims with chestbursters. One victim receives the infant queen, while the other becomes host to a typical xenomorph. The Royal Facehugger remains alive until both embryos have been successfully implanted. The exact duration of its survival after impregnating its first host is not precisely known, but observations suggest that it can endure for a significant period between implantations. Now, this is important because the gestation of a queen embryo and the development of a queen chestburster into a full-fledged adult queen takes more time compared to a regular xenomorph such as a drone. So, the queen chestburster needs a bodyguard. For instance, a Royal Facehugger encountered on Fiorina 161 displayed notable longevity, surviving from its impregnation of Ellen Ripley aboard the USS Sulaco to its subsequent attack on Babe, the Ox on the planet's surface. Number 3. Is the Royal Facehugger canon? The Royal Facehugger made a brief and single appearance in the special edition of the film Alien 3. In this version, the creature is only seen for a few seconds on screen when discovered by Murphy alongside the deceased babe's corpse at the prison slaughterhouse on Fiorina 161. Behind the scenes, the Royal Facehugger was brought to life by effects artist Chris Halls, and its design took inspiration from the Xenomorph Queen. It is believed to be the creature responsible for implanting the Queen embryo inside Ripley. However, when Alien 3 was released in theaters, the scene featuring the Royal Facehugger was entirely omitted and a regular facehugger was used instead. This alteration raised questions about how two xenomorphs came to be on the planet, as traditionally, facehuggers perish once their task of implanting a xenomorph embryo is accomplished. Additionally, the canonical status of the alternate facehugger became a subject of debate. Despite its exclusion from the cinematic release, the Royal Facehugger later resurfaced in the novel Alien Sea of Sorrows, where its appearance was described in a manner similar to the one envisioned for Alien 3's special edition. Number 4. Why does a queen lay a royal facehugger even when it may threaten her authority? Well, a royal facehugger inevitably leads to the creation of a xenomorph queen, and if we know one thing about queens, it is that these babies are extremely territorial and would even kill other queens to safeguard their authority over the hive. So why lay an egg that would lead to something that would threaten her authority? So, xenomorphs are creatures whose prime objective is survival and propagation. So if a queen finds herself in a precarious position where she would be killed or separated from the hive, she lays a royal facehugger to ensure that the hive is not without a ruler. Sometimes it is done to bring more queens into the world, which would set up hives elsewhere, ensuring further propagation of the species. In conclusion, the exact rationale behind a queen laying royal facehuggers, despite potential risks, remain uncertain and open to speculation. The Alien franchise has intentionally left some aspects of the xenomorph's behavior and biology shrouded in mystery, adding to the intrigue and fascination surrounding these iconic creatures. But what about you? Do you have any theories or suggestions? Let me know in the comments, and rest assured, I'll be waiting to read what you have to say.